The thing, though, is, if we're talking about leaving the door open, I think that does leave the door open for the Wizards because they didn't have Bradley Beal for most of that season. They're getting Bradley Beal back. If he can stay healthy, we know how good of a shooter he can be, averaging around 17 when he was playing.
But is the relationship kind of, I don't want to say troubles, but the kind of rockiness that we're seeing between John Wall and Beal, is that going to play into something, though?
I don't buy that as much because the direct quote, I believe, and I think you have it pulled up right now.
John Wall said it. I think a lot of times we have a tendency to dislike each other on the court. We got to be able to put that aside. If you miss somebody on one play and don't have to go right, as long as you come back each other and talk. And he even said, I want to be an all-star as much as you want to be an all-star. He's like, I may disagree with you on the court, but I put it aside. It's one of those things with me. Yeah, John Wall might think like that.
Bradley Beal comes out and says, we're two alphas.
Yeah, that's the total different side.
See, but I don't think this is like a thing where it's KD and
I think
West.
it is. I think it is.
But the thing is one's John Wall and one's Bradley Beal. One can stay healthy and one's an all-star.
One can stay healthy.
One can't stay healthy. I'm sorry.
And one can't in KD.
Well, the thing is, though, is with John Wall is an all-star. He's a top 5 point guard. And with Bradley Beal, can this guy ever stay on the court? And I think with Bradley Beal, if you look at him, he doesn't have that same he wants to have that same mentality. I think it's kind of that Schroeder thing.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of that Schroeder thing. Teague backed it up. Teague was an all-star. Schroeder wants it. John Wall's been an all-star. John Wall's was a number 1 pick for a reason. Beal wants that. And I think that the thing that Wall said was sometimes we have a tendency to disagree, and I think that tendency can kind of be used to their advantage with a competitive nature is if they have the right coach. And obviously we know that in Scotty Brooks they don't have the right coach.
We were just talking about this comparison, and we got two guys who both want to be the alpha on a team. Well, who didn't manage that so well? That'd be Scotty Brooks. Yeah, it's a little disappointing. But again, honestly, from watching them play on the court together in their limited time together, I think they were fine. I think this is more of a media's looking for an off-season story to blow up.
The only thing that, it's not, when I say concerns me, I'm not saying blow it out of the water concern, but when John Wall makes the comment about how, you got your money, you don't have to go out there and act like you've got something to prove. Basically, to me, I'm reading in is fucking put the team first, man. I want you to be good just as I want to be good. As long as we're winning games, we'll be happy. And I think Bradley Beal right now may be a little jealous of John Wall.
I would actually disagree there because Bradley Beal's making more money than John Wall is.
Well, I'm not saying from the money part, but if we're putting the two,
I think everybody knows.
If we're putting the two
John
together,
Wall.
who are we saying? I'll open up to the commenters. Who would you say is better? We're all saying John Wall.
Well, NBA players though also are kind of like, well, how much money are you making, boy? Like it's kind of that mentality where you can say you're the better player, but I'm making more money than you. It kind of shows my value more than you because I'm getting paid more. I can buy more things. I can rub my bank account in your face. I think.
Then do you think that was maybe John Wall throwing a jab like, hey, you're making more money, but look, I'm on the court.
I think it was more like, I want you to be an all-star too. It's like, I'll get my paycheck soon. Don't worry, because I'm an all-star and I can make it on there. I think though, I don't think it's that big of a worry because I think they can use it as a competitive nature. And I think John Wall is a professional enough to deal with it. And I'm not saying that Bradley Beal isn't as professional. I'm not saying that he can't be.
Slightly more mature though, from what we can see already.
Yeah, John Wall is slightly more mature. I mean, he dealt with. He dealt with being the pressure of being a number 1 pick overall. He's been in the playoffs before. He does have that maturity. He does have that age over Bradley Beal. I think with the Wizards, it's more of can Beal stay healthy? And I think that's what we're kind of alluding to is if Beal can stay healthy, then you have one of the most dynamic backcourts in the NBA. You kind of saw that with Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. I'm not saying they'll be as good as them because Dame and Wall are similar, but McCollum showed that he can be a fantastic scorer. Beal has shown that shooting side, but can he stay healthy? I think they can be in that range of a CJ and Dame. Do you think that's enough to carry them though?
Honestly, I do because look, they don't have as much to carry. I'm sorry, Dame had a lot of dead weight on that team. No offense to the rest of that roster, but this Washington Wizards, as much shit as I want to give, it's a Morris and Gortat. Gortat was their second best player last year. Gortat had a decent season.
Got to be given the love to the Martin Gortat.
And then Otto Porter, I hope he continues to grow because look,
play some defense.
Well, that'd be wonderful if he didn't just stand there and break ankles. But
when your controller dies,
we'll break his own ankles.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. No, but I think he continues to grow, and I think that look, with the veteran front court of having Gortat and Morris, they're set there. They don't really have a lot of question marks. The bench depth, I would like there to be a little better, but honestly, it's not bad. Their real answer to success is, can John Wall and Bradley Beal be on the court at the same time? If yes, they're on the playoffs.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with that, especially with what we've seen with the decline. Well, I'm not going to say decline. We haven't seen him play, but the moves and the optimism that we're seeing from us for the Heat and Hornets. The only thing I worry, like this season, I think they'll be fine. For me, it's future seasons. And I think that the Wizards, as I don't know if it's front office, if it's Scotty Brooks that's got to look at it,
both.
If it's Wall and Beal that have to be on kind of alert for it, you got to look at, hey, we saw what happened in OKC. What do we do now to make sure that doesn't happen? Because this situation is similar, but it's kind of weird because each kind of takes on a different part, where the maturity level of it, I see Beal as Russ, Wall is KD, but from the injury side of it, it's switched.
Well,
John Wall's on the court and Beal's not.
I don't think the injury play that much in the actual comparison of that.
No,
I think it's more
the head stuff.
I think it's more
the attitudes.
John Wall might get sick of, like, if this team doesn't make the playoffs in the next 2 years and when his contract does run out, I think he's definitely going to pursue that
because you're telling me John Wall wasn't promised that KD was going to show up and be his saving grace.
No,
because I can guarantee you that's what Scotty Brooks was telling him the entire time.
Or it may, for me, I may look at, if they don't make the playoffs, he gets that end of the contract. You know what? You want to be an alpha dog? Fine, fuck it. Be the alpha dog. I'll go somewhere else.
That's what, exactly what I'm thinking. I think that we can definitely see a move of John Wall leaving Washington, because if he gets sick of not making the playoffs, I mean, KD got sick of not winning a championship. John Wall hasn't been to the playoffs that much. Newsflash there. Washington hasn't been that good in the past years that John Wall has been in Washington. So I mean, if you look at this, I mean, I think John Wall, as competitive as he is, and how he kind of does have that mentality that does want to prove that he was worth that number 1 overall pick, I think that we might, if the Wizards don't get their act together and don't start making the playoffs, I think that we definitely might be seeing the end of Wall in Washington.
So for the kids at home that are like, well, what offseason that would be? 2019, that's when we're looking at that discussion.
Not far away at all. We'll definitely see what happens. Hey, that means Wade will be gone, Rondo will be gone, Jimmy might be gone.
Bring him to the Bulls.
Bring him to the Bulls. There we go. We got our first Bulls reference in the Southeast. Anyways, final team here in the Southeast. It's the Orlando Magic.
The deepest team.
Do we have to?
We better, because we're still getting comments on that Bismack Biyombo signing.
Oh, dude, Bismack Biyombo, best center, best pot, whatever he plays, he's the best in the league, man.
Please don't disrespect the Magic.
Dude,
don't disrespect the Magic.
10 rebounds in the playoffs, man, but he can only do it in the playoffs.
He had 26.
What? Fine,
26
even
in
better,
one game.
Even better.
So,
he kind of beasted that game.
Yeah, one hit wonder there. I think people know my opinion on the Magic. If you did see the off-season moves,
I don't remember you talk about the Magic at all. Like I feel like you never talk Magic.
I like my heart.
You've been in the middle of the road. I feel like you haven't leaned one way or the other.
I like my heart rate where it is right now. But yeah, if you look at the Magic, they're very deep team.
Hashtag quantity over quality.
Hashtag quantity over quality. They're a deep team. They got Jeff Green, Aaron Gordon, Serge Ibaka, Nikola Vucevic, Bismack Biyombo, and Steven Zimmerman Jr. So, I mean, you have about 6 or 7 guys there who can play small forward, power forward, and center. And you have so many guys at power forward who you need to move a power forward to the small forward and Aaron Gordon. I mean, Aaron Gordon is going to be the worst guy at stretching and spacing the floor for a small forward that we'll see. I mean, is he fantastic?
Does Hazonia take over for him though?
I wouldn't be surprised, but then again, you have Aaron Gordon, who has a lot of potential and a lot of athleticism, just wasting away on your bench here. I mean, again, you know my opinion on the Magic here. Can they have a lot of depth here? Yes. Can they have a great second unit? Yes.
Could it be a clusterfuck? Yes.
It is a clusterfuck. I mean, you have your center in Nikola Vucevic, who apparently can get you Draymond Green, Ben Simmons, and Klay Thompson in one package.
Don't forget that new Cadillac, that new car.
Cadillac, too, and cash from any team, apparently.
Cash or cat? Both.
Let's just be safe and say both. Yeah. Otherwise, it's not fair trade.
3-team trade. One of them's just getting Vucevic. Everyone else is just sending them because you need to add up that value, according to Magic fans. But yeah, you got Bismack Biyombo, Nikola Vucevic, Zimmerman, who probably won't even play that much. So you draft a guy in the second round, you're not even going to start or get any playing time. He might average
second round,
7 minutes.
That's
but he's a guy who was near the first round, at least from value wise. You got Jeff Green, who has been we're waiting for him to
ups
kind
and downs.
of.
Well, he's like.
It's
that'd be
up
great.
and it's
And
bottom.
it's a roller coaster ride of like how many points he scores a game, how
brutal.
much does he actually care? Not so much.
Serge Ibaka apparently is a great 3-point shooter, but we haven't seen it yet. Aaron Gordon.
He's solid. He's solid. He's a
people
solid
are
player and
saying
a great
he's a-
defender.
people are saying
he
he's a-
may be 30 years old, but he's a solid player and a great defender.
People are saying he's a stretch four. That's a very he's a guy who can
I like the
shoot
Thon
threes at
Maker
times.
style joke out of Dave there.
Come on.
That's just that's hashtag disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful.
What I'm saying here with the Magic is they have a lot of depth and they have a good coach.
They need to find out who
Can
their
they put it
starters
together?
are.
Yes.
That's my honest opinion.
And that's
We're
Frank
gonna see-
Vogel's job.
It's gonna take a
That's his
while.
problem, I should say.
Yeah, Frank Vogel's the right guy for this job, though. To be honest, I kind of like that pairing. We're gonna see the most lineups,
I
like
do too.
different lineups.
Was it
in the
a
NBA.
pairing or was it, hey, we got Frank, let's just throw a bunch of shit at him and see what sticks?
I like Frank Vogel in general, so bringing Frank Vogel
Yeah.
into this kind of eases my pain a bit. So like on ESPN, their offseason grade was a C-. I would give him a C+ because you got Frank Vogel. But like the players you brought in, fuck no. You brought in Jody Meeks. Like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's gonna give you a good offseason. People are gonna defend Jody Meeks now in the comments. Orlando, what I'm saying is if you make the playoffs, send thank you notes to Frank Vogel because he will be the reason, not your players. It will be the lineups that Frank Vogel
Nah,
sets.
they won't waste the penmanship on that. They'll just send hate letters to you.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Hey, Sean,
That's
told
fine.
you so. We told you we're the greatest thing
Told
since
you,
sliced bread.
motherfucker.
But no, I mean, look, he's going to sort through this mess. He's going to find some stars. They're going to have a shit ton of different lineups throughout the season. You're going to see
But
different
does that
play
make
from
a
everybody.
good team?
No, but they
No.
will find a good team by the end of the
No.
season.
How long are we waiting for the Orlando Magic here? I mean, like you said, Serge Ibaka's 35 years old.
It just keeps getting older.
Shaq and Penny are coming back, man.
getting older.
Shaq and Penny are going to come back.
Orlando,
Oh my gosh.
Orlando's a wait and see, but like that wait's gonna be like 3 months when the season starts. I mean, we're gonna wait.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing what they find at the end of the season. This will be an interesting lineup by that point.
Orlando, I'm not saying you cannot make the playoffs. I'm not saying that you won't make the playoffs. I'm just saying
You kind of are.
I will. I'll stand on
I'm
that
just
box.
saying that if you make the playoffs, Frank Vogel needs to parade in Orlando, and you throw enough parades already. I mean, just
do.
throw one for Frank Vogel. Let's just get real quick and then give me your playoff teams from the Southeast Division before we wrap this up and go to power forwards.
Hawks, Heat, or Hornets, and then Hawks, Heat. Yeah,
Whoa.
I'll leave it there.
Whoa, bold man.
I'll leave it there.
Dave,
Atlanta, Washington. I'm going to call it Healthy Beal this year.
I'm gonna go 3 teams again. I'm gonna
He
say
almost put Washington in.
I'm gonna say Atlanta, Charlotte, and Washington. These
I
are
want to give it to Charlotte because MKG, but if I'm choosing between who's healthy this year, MKG or Bradley Beal,
I'm switching.
going BB.
I'm switching. I'm going Hawks, Hornets. Fuck the Heat.
guys. Don't
Fuck
worry,
the Heat.
guys. Don't worry. This isn't our hold me to predictions.
No, it's
don't
not.
worry.
It's way too early.
It's way too early. Don't get offended if we don't say the Heat aren't making the playoffs. This is again, we're in the time where we're not optimistic yet.
Please be offended if we say Orlando
Yes.
isn't making the playoffs.
Or if
'Cause
you're
they're not.
if
'Cause
you're an
they're
Orlando
not.
fan, yeah, you can write comments because we don't care.
We
about
understand
you.
what you're saying.
Yeah, we don't care about Orlando fans. God, I'm not trying to be mean to him, but I'm also just like that one guy who commented
You're
on
trying
that.
to take
a
it back
little
to
bit.
reality.
I'm just trying to go after the people who were dicks to us.
just gotta knock them down a peg.
If you're an Orlando fan and you have supported us, we thank you. But if you're one of those assholes who comment on the Bismack Biombo thing and are completely delusional, then yeah, no, I don't care about you. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna say Charlotte, Washington, and Atlanta, and the Washington one's kind of iffy. They'll make it as an 8 seed.